We've referred a little bit to no code or low code. Do you want to talk a little bit about what that means? And
Yeah, I can take the no code because that's the simpler part, and I'll let Matthew take the low code. There's more abstraction there. So, one of the things that we learned in a previous business is that if you really want to be successful automating, you have to minimize the communication between software development and the people that understand the processes, because a lot of gets lost in that translation. And if we could empower the people that do the processes to actually build the automations, that would be powerful because they know what they need out of it. So that's the no code portion. We built what we call an automation studio, and it's a cloud based browser where a user can come in and it basically walks them through holding their hand on how to build an automation. Every click, they have an image, it tells them what the intent was. If the intent is not clear, it asks them to clarify. And they're basically building in the same environment where the automation is going to run in production at scale. So they are downloading an invoice and they're going to do that for 1,000 customers. The place where they're building the automation is exactly the place where that automation is going to run at scale. They don't have to build something on a desktop and then put it in the cloud and then work out all the kinks between the two different environments, different networks, different operating systems, et cetera. So it allows them to build that by just clicking through exactly what they're doing and telling the automation what it wants to do. And then what happens is people do something and it works and it's easy, and then they want to do something more complicated. So I don't just want that invoice, give me the last 12 months invoices, or I want every invoice on this page. And that's where low code comes into play. And I'll let Matthew talk about that a little bit more.
Essentially, the power and the limitation of the automation studio is you want to capture the intent so you can replay the intent, not what was actually interacted with, but what the person intended to do, because the next time there will be different values on the screen, a different login, but you still don't want, you want to reuse the same recording. So capturing the intent, sometimes it's easy because you just record the mouse and the keyboard. Sometimes the intent is the eyes. You just visualize it, check, you validate that what you did is what you meant to do and what you selected on the previous page. Or sometimes automatically your mind, you change the format updates, you 12, 0412. So all those things that happen also need to be captured and communicated. That's where low code comes in. If you plan to go through many pages, you don't want to record all those page clicks. You just want to say, go do the same thing on all those pages. And to convey that, you just have to use basic English language, but that's what we call low code. It's not a programming, it's more in plain English saying, repeat that for each of those rows. Do that as long as you have a next button, or convert that date from this format to that format. And for some light data transformation, AI actually, like an LLM system like ChatGPT, can produce that for you. So it's where actually you can use that as a coworker, as a more technical piece that can tell you how to convey that intent. But at the end of the day, that's still something you would be doing mentally, and you just want to convey that to the automation.
Yeah. I think Joe said simplest where things just become a little bit more abstract, and a click interface doesn't lend itself well to the interaction. You need to use some regular language, and we have our own syntax. So it's an entire language that we've created so that it's easier for everyday people to utilize it. Matthew said, if you want to click, you type click. If you want to pull from each page, you type exactly that. It's very straightforward.